nails off.
A lot of us get overloaded on a day-to-day basis, and sometimes that load continues to build and to build, and then we hit a breaking point. Dr. JAI Lee with the American Academy of Family Physicians says routine doctor visits are critical, especially when it comes to mental health. As a family physician, when I walk into a room with somebody that I've known for a while, I can kind of just take one look and ask them, "Yeah, you doing okay?" Lee says it's important to share symptoms with your doctor, especially
Don't do that.
Depression, which can include feeling persistently sad, hopeless, irritable, or guilty. If you've lost interest in things you used to love, had trouble sleeping, concentrating, or had thoughts of death or suicide.
So, like, everything since the day I was born.
Anxiety. General symptoms include
Sorry.
feeling restless,
The suicide only came out when I was like about
trouble concentrating, being irritable, having sleep problems, and not being able to control feelings of worry. If you're able to name it, give it a name.
So we can give you a prescription for it.
When you have something that you can point to and say, "This is
And
what
as soon
it
as
is."
that starts bringing,
With a
stop bringing
diagnosis, symptoms
eventually.
can be treated sooner.
We're gonna go to
or
prescription.
made to get a
It's
patient
a
the
fun little
help that's
fucking
needed.
cocktail
For Health
game.
Minute, I'm Andy Gaither.
There's something going on in Europe that's not getting the attention it deserves. Cyber attacks on
Is that your
rail
fault?
systems, tens of thousands of planes getting their GPS jammed.
Oh, fuck.
Suspected spies being arrested, European MPs accused of being bribed. Russia. Roger Hilton is a former Montrealer. He's now with the global think tank
That's not good. Like, one of the fucking
Russia.
crucial parts of the airplane is that you fly. So you don't hit in the ground.
It seems like there's examples of Russian interference all
Oh,
across
for fuck's sake.
Basically, at the moment, what's going on is Russia is doing a tradition that is really on steroids that's looking to weaken society,
Ridiculous.
allies, and exploit societal chaos with the long-term goal of really gaining
Or are we doing this for ourselves? Really?
international competitors. There's a host of asymmetric tactics that Russia has at its disposal
You can't, like, flex your guns with your big boy dick around and then be like, oh, but...
foreign interference for cyber attacks that allows them to inflict damage to Western Europe and Canada for that
Like the kid that hits you, and when you hit them back, they go tell.
and in the long term, gradually weaken its resilience of a country with the long-term goal of exploiting at the right moment. So Europe will actually better leverage over negotiations with Ukraine.
But you say, long-term exploitation to what is the end for Russia? What is Russia trying to do?
One part of it, I think, is obviously the signaling that they're showing adversaries that we can use in a variety of different ways without traditional use of hard power, which is what they're always brandishing in Ukraine. And the second part is to keep Ukraine moving. And as I said, I think it's a much more huge strategy of influencing politics, policy making, attacking it as a nature of persuade and influencing decisions of countries that, the mainstream narrative of Russia from a Western perspective, which is overwhelmingly negative, is not actually what it is. And it's in their interest to try to have more friendly relations with Russia, whether it's the dropping of sanctions, better trade relations, or again, going back to the main issue at hand, arguing or even debating the merit of long-term support for Ukraine.
But if the goal is to get more pro-Russian politicians elected, and the Kremlin is going to go this far as leasing Europe, what does this say for the U.S. election that's coming up?
I think it's a misconception to say that the main goal is to get as many pro-Russian politicians elected as possible. That's a very impressive and difficult feat for Russia, even somebody like Putin to undertake. So it's a much more effective strategy for Russia to try to influence mainstream politicians in Germany and France, and not necessarily to have them switch over to the Russian side, but as I said, to have them question big policy ideas, water them down, and sort of want to go back to the status quo it was before February 22nd of 2022. There's not so many people who are so hard right for Russia, whether it's here in Austria or other places. So it's, as I said, it's a much more sophisticated strategy and challenge the Western narrative to the mainstream. It's difficult and has sort of one of the main issues that's going to accomplish a lot of these tactics.
I think the Western Russia somehow? I mean, we don't seem to see
Somehow.
or do you think there may be sort of lying back a bit, hoping not to antagonize? What do you think the West is doing?
I think in many cases, the way that countries in Europe want to communicate their displeasure.
I think he's used to it. You guys do the fucking movies.
Television channels apply to families as well. There's a very important precedent for everybody to recognize that, I won't put you in the war, the CIA director,
Which one?
Bill Burns, he met with his Russian counterpart in Turkey, a NATO ally, to communicate what would happen if Russia were to use a nuclear weapon. So in that sense, there's a variety of ways that they can communicate their message. The second part is, I think we're far past the point of antagonizing Putin. Every red line that he outlined regarding
We have
Western
crossed
support
it.
of arms for Ukraine has
Yes.
been completely crossed. And
Oh, fuck yeah.
We started here with threats about shipping ammunition, and this summer Ukraine will be receiving F-16s. Every message about the threats to Finland and NATO joining, Finland and Sweden joining NATO has also gone unanswered for more or less. I think even more recently, the idea now that Europe, the United States, and Canada are considering the seizure of Russian national bank assets has sent the Kremlin with a furious response.
Yeah, I don't think he needs our money or black arrows.
As a clause that really hasn't gone for a lot of attention to repo act, which makes it much easier for the American government to seize these assets. And I think it's something that the Canadian government should look at as well as European governments.
Okay. Thank you very much for this question.
So weird, I know.
Here are some of the day's closing financial numbers. In New York, the Dow closed down 570 points to 37,815. The Nasdaq was down 325 points to 15,657. And now here is the rest of the day's business news. I'll be Ben Bloomberg.
The U.S. could be nearing the biggest change to drug policy in 50 years. Multiple reports suggest the U.S. Drug Agency is close to labeling marijuana a less severe drug. Right now, it's classified as Schedule 1 in the same category as heroin, but reportedly will now label it Schedule 3, which acknowledges its medicinal use. Shares of marijuana producers jumped across the board with gains between 30 and 60% today. Shares in U.S. drug maker Eli Lilly also rose. The maker of drugs that rival Ozempic is seeing sales for their own diabetes and weight loss drugs soar. Eli Lilly took in nearly $9 million in sales during the quarter, an increase of 26% from last year. And for the year as a whole, the company bumped up its forecast by more than $2 billion to as high as $43 billion in sales for the year. Shares rallied nearly 6%, and the stock is double what it was a year ago. The parent company of Tim Hortons and Burger King also rallied today. Sales at both the banner brands grew more than expected at a time when other fast food chains like Starbucks and McDonald's are struggling with tepid sales growth. Restaurant Brands International has been particularly focused on reviving profitability for both Burger King and Tim Hortons franchisees. This has included plans to revamp 600 Burger King chains in the U.S. and introducing innovations like pizza at Tim Hortons. Now let's take a look at the
No one's gonna buy that.
numbers. The Canadian dollar was down modestly to around 72 cents U.S. U.S. oil prices slipped to the
How being
lowest
open
level
past
in
10
about
o'clock
a
at
month,
night?
to around $82 U.S. While Canadian energy prices also slipped by $1 per barrel. And it was a down day on the TSX, shedding nearly 300 points. That's the latest in business. I'm Amber Canmore in the CNN Bloomberg Newsroom.
As we heard earlier in the newscast, transit fares are going up. You'll have more details on that.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be speaking with a transit advocate about the effect that the rate hikes could have on users. We'll also discuss the overall health of the public transit network in Montreal. The Transit Authority is currently facing an estimated $561 million shortfall.
Oh, wow.
Whether he thinks the transit users should start preparing for service cuts. Plus, we'll have an update on the protests on McGill campus. The university has asked police to step in. That request has not so far been We'll have a team on site to bring you the latest on that developing story, and we'll hear from the lawyer for two students who
Wow.
11:30.
Thanks very much, man.
How the fuck does one person have that much power though?
In a moment, this is CJAD 800.
Listen anywhere, anytime.
Anytime at CJAD800.com.
The iHeartRadio app or on your smart speaker.
Attention all home buyers, incredible news. Baldwin Condos and Penthouses in Del Mar Desormo offers a mortgage rate of just 3.99%.
Do you want a mortgage for a place you'll never actually own?
3.99%. Our units boast the largest size in the area with amenities like a spa, terrace, gym, and children's park. Secure your dream home today at 3.99%. Learn more at condosbaldwin.ca. Conditions apply. Limited time offer. Visit sales office for details.
So Dan, how's life in the fast lane? Not great.
I've lost control. Are you hitting the brake?
My internet's out of gas. No worries. We'll just watch the race on your TV.
They have a bump in the road.
I don't get enough sports channels. Crashing. Burn, buddy. Sorry for the false start. I'm driving on empty.
Switch to Bell and get 500 internet. Your favorite TV channels, including sports and Crave, for only
Don't do
$89
it.
a month.
Crap.
Visit bell.ca to check availability. Switching just got better.
Fuck, please.
For 35 years, Kids Help Phone has provided free confidential support to millions of young people across Canada. They say this. We invite you to raise funds for youth mental health by taking part in female walks of Kids Can Talk. This is your chance to help every young person in Canada feel out loud. Register, fundraise, donate, or walk. Join the movement at walks of
You guys don't do that fucking very often, eh? All you pre-diabetics.
When renovating, you want peace of mind. Call Renault, winner of Consumer's Choice Award and West Island Chamber of Commerce Excellence in Business category. Renault.com. 540-856-9993. Location, Vivius, luxury, Magnum House, Dealings, concentrating natural collection, crafting with precision support and antimicrobial technology. Feature flavors, gel, and quilted latex for the ultimate pressure relief. Save 20% off all beauty receptive mattresses exclusively at MaxLabonheur.ca.
Need some money?
Oh.
Do not stress.
I thought loan sharks were legal. I hate you. Oh, like halfway.
This is CTV News with Mitsumi Takahashi on CJAD 800.
An airline pilot popped the question just before takeoff.
Ah, fucking lame.
This is your captain speaking. Can warn you up.
Lame.
Prepare for turbulence. Emotional calm. What? Polish Airlines pilot Conrad Hans was referring to his flight attendant girlfriend Paula a year and a half ago.
W pracy poznałem najcudowniejszą osobę, która totalnie odmieniła moje życie zupełnie.
Met her on a flight to Krakow, Poland. So on a similar flight to Krakow, the pilot with eyes brimming let fly the question.
Byłem największym spełnieniem moich marzeń. W związku z tym mam dla ciebie kolejne wybranie. Zgodziłabyś się oddać moją osobę.
Just clean up.
Then all the trappings of a rom-com. Yes, the flight attendant will marry the pilot. In the golden age of flying, flight attendants once parted the waters.
Powiedziała tak.
Lost Polish Airlines posted the video on Facebook. Commented.
Is this really newsworthy?
Gifts. Love is in the air. Although the plane was actually on the ground the entire proposal, but these two were walking on clouds with or without the airplane.
Just like not like humiliating to your like integrity of your career.
City Mouse, CNN, New York.
Some exotic booze that
I hope it was okay to fly.
Yeah, get those tears dried up.
Yeah, really.
Forever on cloud 9.
Yeah.
Also, we're looking for a drier day.
Ew.
Yes, we're getting rid of the clouds here across southwestern Quebec, getting rid of the wet weather anyway. We may still see a few clouds midday tomorrow. Our temperatures are still running cool, 5-6 degrees, even around Montreal. Normal high for this time of April is 15, but the wet weather is moving out. We're looking at mainly cloudy skies, drier conditions tonight, a mix of sun and cloud early tomorrow. Clouds will roll back into the afternoon, but it'll be warmer. Friday looking like a great day. Could see some showers early Saturday, late on Sunday, but sunshine returns early next week.
Have a good evening. Stay well. Good night.
The Vashi Capello Show keeps you informed. We don't think that the carbon tax is the right instrument at this time.
Hard-hitting interviews with the executive government should be doing to convince Canadians. Entertaining analysis in the lively debate.
We have to clear with Canadians.
The citizen on this show is getting totally overhauling.
Plus breaking news as it comes into our newsroom.
And they are not convinced of that.
The Vashi Capello Show, weekdays at noon.
On News Talk Radio, CJAD 800. Suffer from back pain? The Back Doctor Show on CJAD 800 just might have your relief.
I'm Dr. Morissette, chiropractor, and we'll take your calls and answer all your questions. Visit chiropractic.com for more information. You can find tips and advice for daily activities
Hero?
and the chiropractor closest to you.
Join Doc Morissette, chiropractor, for the Back Doctor Show, Saturday afternoon at 1 on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
CJAD 800 and Talk A, your comfort zone. We're here to connect you to the coolest and best events happening in and around our city with What's on Montreal. You'll hear updates every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday with all the info you need to get connected and get involved. You can also catch them on CTV and at CJAD800.com. There's no FOMO here with What's on Montreal, powered by Talk A, your comfort zone. From News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
Does your pavement look run down? Or is your driveway looking like Montreal Road? Premier Sealers, Montreal's leader in paving, asphalt repair and maintenance. And tend to your patio, driveway, or even your garage before the weeds start growing through. Premier Sealers, they do it all. Anywhere on and off the island of Greater Montreal. Find out more about it and their other services at premiersealers.com. CAA recommended. See you later. Junk collected corners and piles, in attics and basements, in closets and sheds.
I hate you. I'm not for you.
Also some more volume out to Valentil Perot. Eastbound out of the 20 has delays also between 43rd and 1st Avenue. Northbound the Cary losing time cuts in the rest of the top. Also slowdowns on the westbound side of the van. Starts at 8:40 a.m. to the Cary interchange. westbound side of the Tijuana and still slowing Morgan to the Latour Bridge. Looking for some tasty chicken for your barbecue? Until May 1st at Super C, boneless chicken breasts are only $4.44 a pound, only at Super C. Traffic and transit every 15 minutes on CJED 800. Your next report at 7:15. In the news, City of Montreal will call the deer in the East End Nature Park.
A technical committee recommended the move for Pointe aux Fêtes Park, which is 140 deer in it, as well as nearby Bois d'Anjou, which is 25. The committee said the already Pointe aux Trembles Park
Every year we have this fucking problem.
deer total between them at absolute max, because more than that threatens the area's biodiversity. There's also concern with reports that car accidents involving the deer are on the rise. The city's now planning to kill between 138 and 147 deer to bring the parks to what they say is a manageable level. Officials are now looking for a company that handles urban hunting to take on the project this fall. It comes after the years-long saga of a similar decision about the deer in Longueuil. I'm Don Keegan-Fleming.
You can't do that!
University has asked for police help dealing
You're
with the
fucking
angry
terrible.
demonstrators at its downtown campus. The protest started Saturday when tents were set up
Terrible.
following similar protests in the U.S. and now at other Canadian universities.
Fucking move your shit.
To Aaron Rand earlier this afternoon on Montreal Now.
They've been in contact. They made the request with Montreal Police, and Montreal Police acknowledged that request, but there are no police officers here. We standing all day here, so perhaps they're monitoring the situation. We don't really know the exact.
Well, they're
timeline
clearly
of
not.
what police want to do with this. All they told us is that they're exploring possible avenues of how to peacefully resolve this situation. So Montreal
It's peaceful.
received that request, but so far it seems very similar out here as to what it was yesterday.
A bunch of fucking hipsters. Count it out. So what?
From Israel and speak out against the offensive in Gaza. Well, it's going to cost you more to take the bus or
What
metro
is
starting
the-
the summer. The Zone 8
Fuck
pass
it,
for the
drive
island of
on.
Montreal will go up by $3, making it $100 even. As it includes those getting from Laval, goes from $155 to $160.
Oh, Fido. It's called
Plus,
Fido.
metro ticket for the island of
Fuck it,
Montreal
drive on.
will change, however, cents in taxi will go up from 75 cents to $33.25. Conservative leader Pierre says he was being censored when he was removed from the House of Commons today after he called the Prime Minister in drug policy in British Columbia. Quote, "Lack of
Oh, what? You fucking, the guy's on drugs.
The day for disregarding his authority after he gave the opposition leader several opportunities to retract the statement. Polyev instead offered to replace the word wacko with extremist or radical. Conservatives doubled down on the use of the word in
Or
a written
liar.
statement. They say it's been used in the House of Commons many times in the past
Or-
without being considered unparliamentary.
Guys on
Laws of the
fucking
Canadian
drugs.
Press, Ottawa.
And in sports, the Montreal Alouettes will be looking for their next future football stars tonight in the CFL draft.
Good luck.
The Owls hold 7 picks for tonight's draft.
Look in the same place you look for your fucking baseball all-stars, right? They ask like the Expos. Fucking useless, always. Don't we have fucking TSN for this?
You can watch the first 2 rounds unfold on TSN.
There we go. Why are we talking about it here?
Plus,
Fucking so sticky fucking douchebag talking about fucking sports.
more news, go to CJD.
Guys haven't fucking probably fucking played sports in like 30 years.
Your North Weather Center forecast: showers ending this evening, then mainly cloudy skies.
Oh, you're a fucking pre-diabetic.
Mainly cloudy skies for tomorrow.
Conveniently dieting low.
And then on Thursday, periods of rain and a high of 17. Right now, we have light rain at 6 degrees downtown right now. For a complete recap of today's top stories in Montreal, join us tonight at 11:30 on CTV.
Or just like wait 15 minutes.
800.
Jim! Fucking loser. Can you guys like chant my name or my intro?
Later on tonight, after the hockey game, which in Toronto, so we open the phone to
His name's James, not Jim.
Montreal and Ottawa fans to make fun of Toronto. Hopefully not. Stranger things have happened. I have very little confidence in the text that is true. Oscar Mayer is going to be selling a meatless hot dog. Wait a second.
What?
The
There you go.
apparently the most populous city in the world. I'm not sure why that is breaking news to anybody. Unless it's because of that Godzilla movie that came out and they're wondering, still got $37 million? It's still no ideal? Apparently they do. Tennessee teachers can now carry guns. Yeah. They carry guns. I mean, that's one thing when you would force the cell phone ban in Tennessee, I guess. And finally, experts say the amount of microplastic that we consume each week. What's a credit card? Visa. It's everywhere you don't want to be, right? I'm Jim Richards. It's News Talk tonight on the iHeartRadio Talk Network. Here's your host, Jim Richards. Not even a little amusing, like kind of, like not even like just Jim Richards has issues on the iHeartRadio Talk Network. Yeah, that's right, folks. Wacko Prime Minister. Everything is a wacko. I think it's
Like product fucking open liar.
Wacko Prime Minister. But in Parliament, can you do that? When will we put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko Prime Minister?
Yeah.
Pierre Poilievre, a country's savior. Allegedly. In about a year and 2 months. Help us, Pierre. Help us. He is very upset about a policy in British Columbia, which I think a lot of people think they understand, but maybe they've just read the headline. And they don't understand really what's going on in British Columbia. We'll break that down a little bit later on. But first, let's cover more team coverage, ladies and gentlemen, of episode Wacko Prime Minister. I want to go full team coverage on this baby, all right? Are you with me? I mean, are you? There we go. Full team coverage on episode Wacko Prime Minister. Let's start off with the full comments from the leader of the opposition earlier today. Here is Pierre Poilievre. Since the MVP has asked him to reverse course on his and formerly their radical policy, 22 British Columbians have died of drug overdoses. But he continues to allow those drugs to kill the people in our hospitals and on our public transit. When we put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko Prime Minister.
Oh, too many people say it.
Speakers say no, wacko Prime Minister in my house. Take it somewhere else, the speaker says. So we asked him to withdraw it. He didn't withdraw it.
Good.
He said he'd replace it. But that's not a withdrawal. And given a second opportunity to withdraw Pierre Poilievre, I'm going to ask the honorable leader of the opposition.
Eat shit. Come on, guys. Fucking Mr. Hanky over here.
Simply withdraw and replace with the aforementioned.
Woo! Trying to eat it.
Decorum that you wouldn't back down.
Yeah. Fuck him.
Is that what we need?
Yep.
I was gonna say that's exactly.
Then we don't
what
even fucking
this
know come bitch like you,
country
fucking
needs.
Jim.
A leader with the ability to not withdraw.
No, that's why I like you though, because he stood up in Parliament one day, something about
Fought at Sandy Hook.
what's his name?
They
Wi-Fi.
were crisis actors.
and that a bunch of toddlers were killed and endorsed him. And he could
Stephen Harper.
stand up and say, no,
You want to race in the Middle East, and then Trudeau stood at the podium and said, like, part of you, you're full of shit.
A guy whose wife was called some vile things from Diagolon and just hung out with a bunch of them again. What do you think? Yeah, that's a mistake. I mean, I'm a leader who can't. I mean, like, good guys. Real tough guys.
Okay, what are you fucking Donald Trump?
So
You think TikTok. He's crying.
you know what the tough guys, what the other tough guys did? They went with them. Our leaders getting kicked out.
Okay, here's what I learned recently. That tough people don't need to go around telling everybody how tough they are. And the people that you should maybe be concerned about are the people who say
You're up in the game like 20 points. This is where you just act very prime ministerial. And everybody's like, yeah, that's gonna be the dude. But instead, as I'm flipping around today and listening to this radio station and checking out what all the pundits are saying, they're all like, yeah, I've never seen anything like this before.
Okay.
Like, people are sick and tired of Justin Trudeau. Like, sick and tired of it. But you have to like, stand your ground on.
We put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko prime minister.
Hey, man, when I get endorsed by somebody who thinks that 20 kids, toddlers, didn't happen, and I don't correct the record on that, why would you expect me to do it on this?
Wacko prime minister.
Way to go. It's exactly what we're looking for when it comes to leadership. Man, this story just outside of Toronto is so heartbreaking. A police chase last night, which started with a liquor store robbery in Bowmanville, ended in tragedy some 20 minutes later when a suspect fleeing the police entered the 401 going the wrong direction, causing a pileup which killed an infant, the child's grandparents, as well as the suspect. Here is a witness to this terrible tragedy.
Way on, so basically driving westbound and eastbound lanes, probably at a rate of 160, 180 kilometers. So I was in the left lane doing 120 with normal traffic, and it was as if I was parked on the highway when they passed me. The speed was insane.
So the car is going the wrong way in the other lane past him, and he was going 120.
And the van, they were traveling in the middle of the lanes, and then it was on the shoulder, and then back in the middle lanes, like they were crisscrossing traffic in and out. It was insane.
And police were tailing this vehicle, pursuing this vehicle, right? They weren't far behind it after the white vehicle passed you.
Yeah, that's correct. There wasn't many cops doing the same thing, but there was two that were tailing pretty close, like trying to initiate to get this vehicle to stop at the high rate of speed going in oncoming lanes. It's pretty insane. I was hoping somebody would have called it off before it got to that point, but...
And the police, were they traveling just as fast?
Yeah, they weren't very far behind the van. So the speed was probably almost matched from at least one or two cop cars.
And how many police they were?
That is remarkable, and again, tragic. Here, according to the Toronto Star, is a bit of the police interaction.
And Counselor, if we can pass on, just want to make sure the Durham sergeant's aware that they're driving the opposite direction. Someone's going to get hurt.
All right. The SIU is looking into this and probably more information in the public than they need. Usually the SIU, people outside the province, this is the police that investigate when the police have been involved, and I mean that term loosely because it could be anything. The police just show up and somebody accidentally dies. The SIU is going to come in. And so this is some really alarming information. Usually we don't know anything. But now we do know these things because of witnesses. We'll get into the rundown in a moment. It's the iHeart Talk Radio Network. I'm Jim Richards.
Now, an update from the CJAD 800 Traffic Center.
Traffic has improved on 13 southbound as you make your way down to Highway 20. Still seeing some volume around First Avenue on the 20 eastbound.
Also on the outbound 138 for the Mercier Bridge, volume at the top of the Decarie north and southbound, then eastbound at the Saint Laurent entrance. Westbound side has improved. 15 southbound is sluggish to La Vérendrye for the outbound side of the Champlain Bridge. 25 southbound still losing about 15 minutes for the outbound tunnel. Traffic is working smoothly on the Ile aux Tours. With the Dulux, you can do more with buy one, get one free on now until May 6th. Find your local paint store at dulux.ca. Let us know what you see on the roads. Calling your tips to star 800, next report 7:30.
When news breaks, be the first to know with CJAD 800.
Netanyahu says with or without a deal, the Israeli military will move into Rafah, where hundreds of thousands of Palestinians are sheltering, and which he says is Hamas's last major stronghold.
Get it first on Instagram and Twitter. Email to your inbox and on News Talk Radio. CJAD 800.
Hi, this is Sabrina from Silver and Gold for Cash. We will buy all your unwanted gold and silver at the guaranteed best price. We will beat all proven offers from the competition and pay you by cash or check on the spot. Come to Leonardo da Vinci Center, Tuesday to Saturday, 10 to 5, or silverandgoldforcash.com. At Starbucks from 12 to 4 p.m., April 29th to May 3rd. Enjoy your brewed or iced coffee and a bakery item for only $5. At participating stores, conditions apply.
Andrew Carter from Petros Taverna, a real taste of Greece. And one near you, May 5th, Greek Easter, Greek lamb roast in the afternoon on the patio in Lachine on the waterfront. And at the Griffintown location as well. That's Sunday, May 5th with Greek music. You can even break your own plates if that's what you wish. Westmount, Laurier, and real lamb roasted on the pit for Easter at Lachine and in Griffintown. Reservations recommended. Check out the entire delicious menu at restaurantpetros.ca.
The Arctic is calling, and it's closer and easier than you think. Welcome aboard Gold Star Canadian Tour's one-day polar bear expedition. Yes, the Arctic can be a day trip, a non-stop round trip on a private charter from Montreal to Churchill, Manitoba, the polar bear capital of the world. Join us November 16th, the only Quebec polar bear expedition in 2024. Seeing polar bears in the wild is the day trip of a lifetime. Book your seats today at goldstarcanada.com. Your adventure awaits.
Back pain taking you out of your game? Arthritis, sciatica, and degenerative disc have taken your quality of life? At Richard Kim Medicine, we get you back to the activities you love. Whether it's hockey, hiking, or the simple things with family, we have your back. Our non-surgical solutions mean no more waiting to get better. Richard Kim Medicine. Medicine that moves you. Free consultations available. Make an appointment at 514-657-8919 or at richardkimmedicine.com.
Gilbert and Daughter is bursting at the seams with thousands of new items. Right now, get an extra 30% off all spring and summer merchandise. Plus, women's high-end fashions are always at 30 to 70% off everyone else's prices. And don't forget the bargain basement, 4 pieces at $60. There's no better place to shop than at Gilbert and Daughter. Don't miss these crazy deals. Plus, they'll take another 30% off at the counter. Gilbert and Daughter, open Monday to Saturday at 49 Donegal in Point Claire. Creation Scout celebrates the sunny season with a second pair as a gift. Until July 29th, get a second pair free when you purchase the first pair. It can be prescription sunglasses or simply a second Chez St. Laurent Optician. Details and appointments on grace-scout.com.
Struggling with debt? Let mortgage experts Fred and Martin guide you in refinancing your home to consolidate debts.
Our debt consolidation strategies help you regain financial control, combining debts into one manageable payment.
Imagine a single payment with a lower interest rate. We tailor plans to fit your financial.
Fred and Martin's expert advice is free, so don't let debt overwhelm you. Visit fredandmartin.com. Your pathway to financial freedom. Fred and Martin Mortgages, part of Mortgage Intelligence, are here for you.
What are you concealing?
Crave presents the new HBO original limited series, The Sympathizer.
You work for me, I'm pretending to work for them.
From executive producers Park Chan-wook and Robert Downey Jr., based on the novel by Vietnam Nguyen. Welcome to the world of spycraft.
Maybe there is no spy.
Only the spy says there's no spy.
The Sympathizer. Stream now only on Crave. Plan starting at $9.99 a month. Subscribe at crave.ca. This is CJAD 800.
Listen anywhere, anytime.
Anytime at CJAD800.com.
The iHeartRadio app or on your smart speaker.
Welcome back to News Talk Tonight with Jim
Talk Radio Network. A couple of things we're going to go in depth on a little bit later on. People might be talking about parliamentary decorum, but is it true what Pierre is saying? Is it a wacko policy that's not working, or did anybody read the articles about why the NDP are actually changing, would like some changes made to where drugs can be if it is decriminalized? So what is the real story behind the whole conversation that Pierre Poilievre wanted everybody to have earlier today? That is coming up here on the IR Talk Radio Network, and we're going to go to Montreal and talk a little bit about what we're seeing around North America. That is encampment in support of the people of Gaza. That coming up as well. But first, we wanted to add to this wacko policy by this wacko prime, which may or may not be wacko. Let's find out with John Lindsay, who is a radio and podcast host from Windsor. Quebec is the name of his podcast. John, thanks for your time. Thanks for having me. Calvin Reed is with us as well, director of PR for Enterprise Canada and a former journalist. Guys, are you all ready to go? Good to go. Thanks for having me. All right. So I was, like I've said before, because I didn't think it would happen, but I wonder if this is the beginning of a whole bunch of Pierre Poilievre stepping on rakes. When in sports, you know, teams would just guard their lead and not try to make any mistakes and just march on to the end zone and not try to get too fancy. But I wonder, not that this is a victory lap, we won a victory, but sometimes I wonder, and I'm not sure what people who are voting for Pierre Poilievre because they're sick and tired Trudeau think about all of this. But if people did not hear, he called the Prime Minister and also we wanted to add to this wacko policy by this wacko Prime Minister. He was asked to apologize once, did not, and then a second time. I asked the honorable leader of the opposition one last time.
People want to not be on drugs anymore. But also to not be fucking converted to Catholicism.
He was kicked out, and then the rest of the conservatives went, oh, that's ridiculous, we're getting out of here too, which is not ridiculous. Any of them who have been in there at any point know they're not allowed to speak like this. So I think
no, you're not allowed to call the Prime Minister names.
Support any conservative leader from day number one, Calvin.
And you're not allowed to acknowledge any individual
what other Canadians are going to think. Probably still not enough to make them excited about Trudeau, but they're like, this is not what we want. We want to see prime ministerial until we vote for you.
I want someone to call it stuff like this dude. Yeah, that's what fucking pirate.
This is the kind of thing that quite frankly can turn people off, but it's also just it's an illustration that everything right now at this point Canadian politics is
a joke? Laughable?
Quite frankly, I think there may be a great point on this one. I just find Dave calling it any time, particularly politics. Yeah, if it's just a conservative thing, all sides of the political spectrum are guilty of this. He is actually amazingly quite possible to critique the policy of a politician or a party without resorting to it.
Not really.
It can be done. It is possible. But what you might be calling to it just trying to diminish the argument that you're making. And second, I think we're at the point, and I know we're probably a year plus away from it actually happening, but we need an election. This country needs an election. We have a political climate that's extremely toxic right now. And again, I blame all sides for this. This isn't the property of just one party. And the longer this goes on, the more divided and ridiculous I think it's going to get. So do you believe it happened outside of Parliament? Trudeau responded by calling Pierre Poilievre spineless. So being padding back and forth, it doesn't help, as Calvin just mentioned. But you're right on this, John.
Everyone is playing a game that's working to their faces right now.
Yeah, but for some of us, it's not a fucking game. Talking about my fucking life every day.
Until we actually do get to an election period. This is all fundraising politics, and we saw this, quite frankly, with.
No, but you guys look like arguing part of it, and then you're shaking hands like as you're walking out the door, you
They
know?
had sent out a fundraising letter saying, "Can you believe this? Look what happened." They knew what they were doing. They know the outrage it's going to provoke amongst the liberals, amongst the media, amongst the chattering class. And I don't like the name calling either, but I think there needs to be a better way to respond to it, knowing that this is a tactic.
Like, take off this whole fucking dress and this tea party, like.
Let's all lie around in the mud right now because we all see it as being beneficial.
Yeah. Let's move on. I mean, unless anybody else.
Maybe not. Maybe
no.
no.
I'm not going to get myself in trouble, but we don't like name calling, so I've decided I will not name call. All right, this story developed last night when I was on the air, and when I heard it, it's just so tragic. A liquor store robbery
Oh God.
in Bowmanville. 20-minute pursuit, apparently, according to reports. 20 minutes later, so the liquor store is robbed. 20 minutes later, when a suspect is fleeing Edgewood 401, going the wrong direction,
Terrible
causing a
accident.
pileup which killed an infant. The child's grandparents, as well as the suspect in that vehicle. But what is remarkable here, usually the SIU, and for people outside of Ontario, that is the organization, government body that will organize and investigate after there is an accident where, or if the police are involved in something where there was
Someone died
or injury, they will investigate to see the police did nothing wrong, or maybe they did something wrong. But this is a witness.
Don't pursue.
Usually this information doesn't get out, but this is a witness, and there's video to back it up. That imagine you see cars going
Like,
as fast as you are.
Was it fucking worth it?
Except if you're in the lane, the opposite lane.
Why Tyler fucking died? Got killed on his bike. That was sick in his house.
So basically, on
The
westbound,
fucking Chevy cop don't know how to do his fucking job.
probably at a rate of 160 to 180 kilometers. I was in the left lane doing 120 with normal traffic, and it was as if I was parked on the highway.
Oh my God.
The speed was insane the way they passed me in oncoming traffic during almost rush hour.
Well, you hear them going up and down the fucking train. Like, you can hear them do the whole highway. Even I did. Like, last week, I did 150.
And Tom's going to be passed on. Just want to make sure the Durham sergeants are aware that they're driving the opposite direction. So there's pretty remarkable stuff with this that they're weaving in and out. I don't know if there's much to say here, Calvin, other than it's just a tragedy.
Yeah.
That's what tragedy is. That's what that family is going through. Just terrible. I mean, I don't want to prejudge this. SIU investigation. Could I make a knee-jerk reaction and say it's probably not wise to continue the chase onto the wrong bound lanes of the highway? Probably easy for my armchair to make that assessment, but this was all about a liquor store robbery, and I mean, I don't know if this kind of points to the way crime just kind of snowballs and nothing good comes of it, and we look at root causes. It's so hard to think about straight at this point in time when it's still relatively fresh, and all I can think about is this family that lost their child and their parents.
Apparently a knife used in the theft or robbery. I guess, if you steal from somebody and nobody does anything about it, it's theft. But if somebody uses a weapon, it's robbery. Do you want to go quickly on that? We got to go here. But any thoughts, John?
It's just absolutely horrendous. My thoughts with the family. Nobody wants to see something like this. So, as Calvin just said there, this is over a liquor store robbery.
Let it go.
And had to evolve something for this situation.
Yeah.
Shouldn't happen, but I can't judge it from that.
I can.
It's I agree.
Never come talk. Never, ever. Always make everything right.
That we've seen so far, and that witness is clearly very concerning. It's our rundown. I'm Richard. This is the iHeart Talk Radio Network.
There's a guy. He's a black dude, and I know he's black because he doesn't wear a helmet on a speed bike with no jacket, and he does 300 down the highway, like easily. He does 300, and the peacekeepers never fucking bother. Because he goes down the highway, he's off the highway, he's gone. There's no point in suing somebody. You're just gonna fucking end up 4 people. Okay, turn the test on it.
Do you have problems with your foundation? Problems with humidity? Problems with your crawl space? Problems with mold? Problems with your sump pump? Cracks in the bricks? Cracks in the walls? For all of these basement problems, contact Système Sous-Sol Québec at sousol.ca. Système Sous-Sol is the solution to all your basement problems, guaranteed for 25 years.
Are we?
Sous-Sol, your basement experts.
Like, they call a problem law.
The $1 million prize, those exotic locations, and of course, that unmistakable theme music. A new episode of The Amazing Race, Wednesday at 9:37 out on CTV.
The Vista Private Retirement Residence is located in the dynamic Moncton Village of Montreal, in close proximity to cafes and restaurants, bakeries, and art galleries, offering its residents a unique style of living. The residence is pleased to invite you to the Elvis Tribute Show, which will take place on Friday, May 10th.
We can for the initial part. Please turn that off, thank you. For the initial part of the show. But then we will be available only on the sweet stream of freedom that we call Rumble. Our home, our sweet home. We've got an incredible show today because, for a start, there have now been explicit threats by Russia to begin a nuclear conflict. Like they're literally listing targets and dealing with the logistics. We will bomb this part, but then we will bomb this part. Like you're watching it and you're thinking, well, I'm not American. I'm making this show. Like, I mean, I don't think it's me, because I know you are American. I'm not American. I'll be okay. And then, like, the news anchor goes on to say, well, Great Britain will be submerged underwater. You won't believe this. It's becoming astonishingly real. Meanwhile, what the legacy media and the Biden administration are collectively offering us is the opportunity to regard them as a kind of family. There are three pieces of separate, I don't want to use the word propaganda, there are people involved in this propaganda that over the years I've admired, met, and liked. The culture's changed, they've got fast and radically, I don't know why I've been protected after what's happened to me, after the various attacks and stuff, but what I'm saying is, there's like, you'll see, we're invited to regard Joe Biden as a paternal figure, as grandfather and the father, know that, and even Kamala as a kind of mother. It's extraordinary. We'll be looking at that in a minute.
That sounds well intense.
On YouTube. I appreciate it. It's a
Fucking
massive platform.
crazy ass
We
life.
love you, Awaken Wonders over there. We work so hard to build that community. We love you. We adore you. We appreciate you. But after the first 15 minutes, we're leaving for a conversation with Dennis Kucinich, the American independent politician. And we're going to be talking about war, the escalation to war, the necessity for independent politics, for a new strain of politics. We're going to be talking about surveillance state. You might not yet be an Awaken Wonder. If you want to become one, use the code I Surrender and become an Awaken Wonder.
You were really talking recently.
Additional content. We make an additional video every week. But we're trying to build something special here. Every week we have a roster of meditation, reading. I mean, it's sort of influenced me and changed my trajectory and helped me to understand what my path is, in particular, as a Christian. We've got all sorts of extraordinary things coming up for you on local, so consider that if you want to. Okay, so we've got lots to talk about. We did a poll, didn't we, earlier? We asked you what you wanted to see us talk about. Here's the results of that. The mainstream media saying making babies is it far right? Is it right? Do you know what's actually quite racist? Go on. Having babies? what if some of those babies are a variety of races? Doesn't matter. It's far right. Having babies is far right. What's going to be? Let me know in the Rumble chat. What's going to be far right next? I don't know. I mean, we've had exercise is far right. Drinking milk, mowing the lawn is far right. It's extraordinary. Well, excuse me for being far right. Being right is far right. How about none of these categories are relevant anymore because the world is changing fast? The point made by Bobby Kennedy and the Trump-Kennedy spat is on and escalating, and you better believe we'll be covering that. Russell, have you got a job? Kinda. I suppose they got a job. I don't know. You're going to have to clarify your terms. Love you, Russell. You're making the world a better place. I pray that I am. I'm doing my level best. Because we ain't got long. Because Russia ain't playing. Now, this is in Russian, so you're going to have to watch the, you're going to watch the subtitles, of course, if you're listening to this elsewhere, because this show is available as a podcast every single day. We stream the whole show as a podcast wherever you get your podcast. Then, I guess I'm just going to tell you, they're saying that they're going to bomb America, they're going to bomb France, and they're going to bomb the UK, and they seem pretty serious. As always with Russia, it seems heavy, you know, the way they do stuff. So we'll be with you on YouTube for about another 2 minutes.
They follow through on it.
Then you're going to have to click that link in the description. Get on over to Rumble. What happened to the pull-up contest? I'll tell you, mate, we've got some, we might have some updates on that later. Okay, let's have a look. Now, this is a significant piece of news. Here's a significant piece of news for those of you who want to carry on being alive and not be blasted into ashes in an apocalyptic event. Russia are seriously considering destroying the world because they're sick and tired of the NATO-US imperialist threat. Here they are saying that plainly and clearly, and here it is in their own language.
Если страны НАТО ведут свои войска на Украину, нанести России стратегическое поражение, то тогда и наступит тот самый момент, на котором Путин, как ты сказал, зачем нам мир, если в нем не будет России? Тогда уж от нас полетит все и везде, и Сарматы, и Ярсы, и авангарды. Уже в прицелах американские центры принятия решений и пусковой установки на суше и на море.
I find that phrase rather chilling. First they list the brand names of some of their artillery. And then the news anchor explicitly says certain American sites are already in our crosshairs. At which point I start to think, well, at the moment, I don't live in the United States of America, which is doubtless the epicenter of imperial power. Many people believe it's the greatest country in the world yet. Certainly the democratic experiment, the Republican experiment, I don't care too much for those factories. But the spirit of independence, the spirit of revolution, the spirit of independent freedom thrives there still. Even though the Biden administration is trying to allay and subdue that under a form of propaganda. That's coming up in a few seconds. Let's have a look at the continuing and escalating threat from the Russian media.
Францию, как ядерную державу, придется мгновенно разоружить.
France, you're out of the picture. You're going down.
Британские острова просто уйдут под воду.
The British Isles will simply go underwater. Checks man. Wait a minute. I live in the British Isles. What terrifies me about this is at the advent of this terrifying conflict and this escalation of hostility, and I'm pretty far from an expert on geopolitical and military matters, said, hey, you don't treat Russia the same way as you would treat one of the Middle Eastern nations that there have been military-industrial complex wars in the last 20 years, because, you know, Russia are a military superpower with a long, successful military history.
They are Vikings.
Threaten them and engage them in some purgatorial Afghanistan-style nightmare, using Ukraine as a vassal state to drain the resources of Russia in order to establish a unipolar power on behalf of the United States, but more specifically their globally coordinated interests that have clear alliances with NGOs and three-letter, four-letter nightmares like the WHO and NATO, will ultimately arrive at a point where Putin will say there will be a nuclear war. Now, remember when Biden some years ago was saying, we can't do that, third world war, for Christ's sake. He was acknowledging it himself. It was clear in the rhetoric.
But he's
now, you
fucking
know,
got dementia.
when the Nord Stream pipeline happened, you went, Russia aren't going to blow up that pipeline. That's economically significant. Their ability to convey shale gas to Germany is pivotal and fundamental to their entire economy. What's more likely is that Navy SEALs or maybe some deep state Ukrainian or other NATO nation, NATO nation will have enacted this crime. And remember, the Nord Stream pipeline insurance won't pay out on that. Sorry, we don't cover you for sabotage acts conducted by Jocko Willink. I'm not saying Jocko Willink did it. I merely remember Jocko Willink because when that was going down, Jocko Willink came on our show. I said, could the Navy SEALs have done this? Sure. Like, sort of like the Navy SEALs could have done it while sort of snacking. They could have done that. So what is most astonishing about the ongoing escalation of hostilities between NATO nations, Ukraine and Russia is that you and me, people that haven't had the privilege of a Harvard education, people that don't have access to Pentagon files, people that aren't on the inside of the deep state military industrial complex machine would say, if you keep provoking Russia, won't that lead to a nuclear war? Well, guess what? It looks like it actually might, unless there is an intervention. Now, does it astonish you, trouble you even, that you, as a subject or citizen or member of whatever nation you're watching this from, have literally no say? You're funding this escalation. You're funding the CIA bases in Ukraine. You're funding the $95 billion aid package that enables Ukraine to continue what will ultimately, I would assume, be a futile fight, either futile on the basis that Russia will ultimately win a conflict, if indeed it is between Ukraine and Russia, or if it continues to be supported by proxy nations like the United Kingdom and the United States, it will escalate to the point of nuclear war. So wouldn't it have been a lot better? Tell me now, tell me what I'm missing here. Wouldn't it have been a lot better if the deal between Putin and Zelensky that was available a couple of years ago, before 600,000 Ukrainian lives were lost, before billions of dollars were spent, before numerous disasters, numerous cities, endless debris were incurred, but a diplomatic solution was on the table. No wonder they went into a meltdown and panic attack when Tucker Carlson spoke to Putin, and we got to hear the information straight from the horse's mouth. We're not naive to think that there's no such thing as Russian propaganda. Of course there's such a thing as Russian propaganda. There's probably even such a thing as Russian agents. Lord alone knows there are CIA carve-outs that accuse me of being funded by Russia. They've made that accusation. They've made that content. They've funded Ukrainian media, specifically Ukrainian bots, to make the exact allegation. You can check that out for yourself. But what isn't propaganda is that Russia are a military superpower. If you do not allow them to have their own trajectory, their own agenda, whether you agree with it or not, you are ultimately provoking a power that can wreak havoc. This is not Iraq. This is not Afghanistan. This is not one of those rollover nations that the military-industrial complex can keep the checks coming in by provoking a nation that can't respond.
on their own terms. In your nation since the Vietnam War, this whole modality, this economic modality of the economy of war has been failing. Even those that have pointed out that this is the economic model under which the United States succeeds or flourishes, and I don't mean American people. I'm talking about Julian Assange, of course, who says the purpose of Afghanistan was not to end the conflict, it was to sustain the conflict. That way you could keep funding the war using public money, transferring it into private hands, keeping the whole racket going. Or who was it? Which one of your presidents was it that said simply, war is a racket? Now, Russia are capable of propaganda. There's no question of that. All nations are capable of propaganda, misleading or framed information, narrativization, call it what you will. Why do you want to take that chance? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments. Hey, the very next thing this anchor says, update the British Isles will be submerged under the water. It's the new Atlantis. This is not propaganda.
Технологии для этого имеются. И мы о них когда рассказывали. Но лишь до такого не доводить. И это не пропаганда.
So, whatever you think about that, the man himself says that it's not propaganda. I believe that we should use the collective might of our nations to bring about diplomatic solutions rather than exacerbate potential Armageddon. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments on the chat? We make this content for you every single day. We've got plenty more to talk about because, wow, what do you want to know? Do you want to see Nancy Pelosi continuing to hawk Russiagate narratives? Oh, that's Russian misinformation. Or accusing MSNBC of being Trump apologists.
Very good.
I mean, like this, it's an embarrassment of riches. I'm going to save it for you. I'm going to say this is amazing. This is a psyop. The psyop. I'll demonstrate to you. I love this. The psyop where we're being, hey, you love family life, right? Family's not a place where you receive trauma, is it? Growing up was fantastic, wasn't it? Well, how apposite it is then that there is a media narrative being spun now to invite us to regard the Biden administration as a kind of warped family. A little more Adams and Manson than Mom and Pop. A family, nonetheless. Here's Howard Stern, a man who, I've got to say, was an innovator in media. A brilliant provocateur. But in this interview, it seems like he is pretty heavily dedicated to kind of ideologically filleting, ornamenting Joe Biden. Now, it's semi-tragic, I would say, that Joe Biden is almost unable to respond to this. Joe Biden, even as he's being complimented, he's not able to sort of nod or smile and raise an eyebrow, because as you know by now, and I take no joy in saying this, Joe Biden is extremely old and not only incapable of the extraordinary office of the world's most powerful person, but also he's struggling to receive a compliment.
And you can try to figure right along because we're lucky to have you in the office and serving as the father of the country. Because if you're a good father to your family, which you are, you'd be a good father to the country.
Okay, so it's as simple as that. If you're a good father to your family, I suppose by that he means, you know, he doesn't go out of his way to get Hunter Biden work, it seems. He's willing, and I'm not making an allegation here, it seems like he's willing to use his connections to get Hunter Biden that barista gig, shall we say. So, okay, that's fair enough. Well, this is as guilty as brilliant that happens to us. But this language of family and familiarity is present in several distinct pieces of slave propaganda. You'll see it in an interview between Kamala Harris and Joe Biden. And Colin Joss from the great institution SNL, making great avuncular praise of Joe Biden, more specifically, he doesn't say his uncle like he says he's like a grandfather. This is reductive, this is simplification, this is a psyop. This is the invitation for you to look at a failing administration as somehow a family. We ain't perfect, but we're trying our best. Your mom's your mom, your dad's your dad, and your grandpappy's your grandpappy. Oh, what the hell if they're waging war and supporting war and lying and inflating the threat of a political opponent in order to prevent you having any alternatives? They're still just your family. Let's stay with Stern and Biden for a while, but there's plenty more examples to show you of this family style. You are being infused into Stockholm syndrome with your own government.
Right, and I want to thank you for providing a common influence and organized administration post-COVID, getting that vaccine out. I remember what the world was like at that point, getting NATO, getting us to feel comfortable standing up to Putin, the incredible large growth in the jobs.
What is this bizarre eulogy stroke homily? And what is Joe Biden doing? Grasping the shaft of that light stand like it's a tase or a defibrillator. How concerned this great orator, provocateur, brilliant innovator in media, essentially doing a live version of Michael Jackson's song, Bear, to Joe Biden. The two of us need to look no more. Well, Joe Biden just stares. We've both found what we've been searching for. What's Joe Biden's reaction to this?
Employment rate down. I'll give you your greatest hits. The lowest uninsured rate in history. 3 out of 5 Americans are covered for less than $10 a month. I can offer you ISIS leaders cutting the emissions in half. I mean, you've always been an environmentalist.
Always been an environmentalist. This is sort of exactly like it's really weird. But you're always right. So you know what your life's like. Wait a minute, I know what I'm experiencing. I'm really dreadfully unhappy. The world is falling apart. There's a total lack of investment in the infrastructure of the United States, the schools, health services, law and order, the border crisis, and then just people turn up on your knees and say, no, it's fantastic. How great things are. COVID was brilliant fun. The vaccine was a success. These wars in the Middle East are brilliant. You are a decent man, and provoking Russia into a civil war, that's excellent. Getting your son a job at Charisma, you are a great happy. I love it.
Even the marijuana reform laws have nothing. Basically, I'm fighting that battle. Respect for Marriage Act. What the hell is with people with this gay stuff? Who cares if someone's gay?
Is anyone
Oh, wow.
concerned? Like, I don't even remember the last time that had to be addressed as a subject. Whether you are an atheist, a Muslim, or a Jew, who knows what words might be unraveled from within the great scriptures. But on a daily basis, I pray the conversations around people's right to love one another, not one that needs to be elevated to the forefront of it. Do you know what the great success is of the Biden administration? Gay people. Thank God. Under the Trump administration, gay people were having a hell of a time, but now Biden came in and he made it okay and safe to be gay, because before Biden, it was not right what was happening.
How is it affecting anybody? People in love is good, right? Love is good.
My dad was 79, so we saw two men kissing one another in Broadway Square, and I was coming in to give up license. I looked at it, they said, Joey, it's simple. They love each other.
That's how I look at it.
Me and my dad, we saw like a kid gay people fighting for inventing. That's just a great thing for America. Just a graphic language from the sky at this point, isn't it, Joe Biden? This idea to regard Joe Biden as decent, that's a word that came up a lot at the White House conference dinner. And I predict that decent and familial linguistics, language, and nomenclature will play a big part of the presidential campaign. You will be invited to look at familiarity as comfort. That sure, Joe Biden's not great. We can't even begin to pretend that he's great. We can't offer you a vision. We can't tell you how we're going to steer the world through the various impending crises. But he is decent. And he's a bit like your dad, or your granddad, or your grandma, or someone, something familiar. Let's have a look at how they've applied the same mentality. I'm speaking specifically now of Drew Barrymore, who I would say is, I just love Drew Barrymore, and she's a great person. But and I reckon, look, I've been a Hollywood insider, and you don't sort of know 1 minute you sort of on X Factor, you're doing these things, you don't realise people are just follow it. In fact, they don't know. I don't reckon that Drew Barrymore was like would have twigged. Oh, you're being invited to apply a nickname to Kamala Harris that invites us to see her as a parental figure. I don't figure that it goes exactly like that. I don't figure it's like that. But it's interesting. We've just seen Howard Stern
using the same technique to familiarize Kamala Harris, who seems to me to be somewhere between unusual and inept for a distinct diagnosis.
I've been thinking that we really all need a tremendous hug in the world right now. But in our country, we need you to be Malala of the country.
Now, I'm pursuing a new way of life. I've surrendered and repented. I want to see the good in everybody, and I urge you to do the best in whatever way seems right to you to do the same. But it's extraordinary, isn't it, to see propaganda live in action. Kamala Harris is a human being, she's a child of God, whatever the language she is. But, the idea that Kamala Harris is going to wrap her arms around us, or that Joe Biden is kind of like a father or a grandfather, is reductive, it's insulting, that is not the political solution that's required. You're looking at an extraordinary cluster of mega-crises that need to be brilliantly navigated with radical systemic change that requires radical, new systemic thought, a new analysis of precisely the economic, ecological, ideological challenges that we're facing. It's not enough to invite you to be once more infantilized. And note how many times the invitation to become an infant is offered. You can't choose for yourself which content to look at. Why don't you let Daddy Joe and Kamala Harris put their arms around you and their hand over the screen? They'll decide what information to send before you. You can't decide whether or not you should take a certain medication. Let the state decide. You can't decide what's misinformation and disinformation. Let the state decide. Let your family decide. You're just a little kid. Now go to work and give us a significant portion of your daily earnings so we can be mom and pop and you can be very dumb little kid. Or as Polly Joseph from SNL again, another formerly great American institution would have it, Grandpappy Joe. Let's have a look.
I lost my grandfather this year, as you alluded to, as a firefighter, William Kelly. And I swear, Mr. President, this is not an age comparison.
Because a grandfather's old and Joe Biden's old. We're really, the gloves are off now, man. Woo! Bloody hell! Cool it down! Whoa! Whoa! Look at this free press! Well, could you believe that? That guy, the comedian, he just said that his grandfather, and then he mentioned Joe Biden, and that's old. That could be derogatory because age is part of the process of moving towards the grave that we're all approaching because, Joe Biden might be crazily staring us towards Armageddon. Like we could have a nuclear apocalypse in Russia. I'm just explicitly stating they're considering nuclear attacks on the American free, on the American radio. Really? That's really helping us there. Everything's working. The establishment's working. The propaganda's flowing. They're beginning to show their hand. It's beginning to fall apart. It's becoming plainly visible. To any one of us, we can see what they're doing. The cracks are emerging. But you'd have to be smoking crack to believe this propaganda.
You remind me of him. Some of your best qualities remind me of his. He voted for you, and the reason that he voted for you is because you're a decent man.
There's no need to think this. Don't think about the Holocaust. Don't think about the escalating wars. Don't think about your own ontological decline in meaning and loss, the atrophy of a once great nation. Don't think about why Donald Trump is in court for a minor legislative misdemeanor conflated, inflated, and amplified in felony in order to take the guy off the ride. Because remember, Trump is bad. You don't need to think about that. They told you. And anything that swayed you from that perspective, that was probably misinformation and disinformation.
My grandpa voted for decency, and decency is why we're all here tonight. Decency is how we're able to be here tonight.
Julian Assange is in jail in the UK. He's been there for 5 years. He's awaiting extradition because he published information in conjunction with some of the media organizations that are in that room right now. Earlier at the White House press correspondent dinner, you heard the astonishing fact that over 100 journalists, maybe as many as 175 journalists, have died in Gaza.
Really?
What was not mentioned is how they died, why they died, and who supplied the weaponry. Because if you were to outline that, the answer is very simple. It's that very decent, lonely old grandfather sat right there, Joe Biden.
When you look at the levels of freedom throughout history and even around the world today, this is the exception. This freedom is incredibly rare, and the journalists in this room help protect that freedom, and we cannot ever take that for granted.
Even they, look at their faces, even they know that's not true. They can't even get it up for their own propaganda. They know that in your thousands you are turning away from legacy media because, like me, you are awakening. Like me, you have understood their deception, their treachery, and their lies. Even if you've worked in legacy media, even if you've enjoyed the artifacts of legacy media, the comedy shows, the movies, you're realizing now this is just an object, like a helmet of deception, forced over your skull to constrict your ability to think freely. The word freedom here blithely, dishonestly, deceptively used, when in fact, propaganda, conditioning, deception,
come on, you dumb bitch.
panopticon of absolute deception. You're being constantly surveilled, you're being constantly lied to, you're being constantly censored, and the information you're being fed by these people that you're invited to look at as your family is simply not true.
Mr. President, I thank you for your decency on behalf of my grandfather, and I thank all of you, almost all of you, for your decency as well.
What?
So there you have it. Are the Biden administration a kind of new family just trying their best? Mama Kamala, oh, happy Joe Biden bombing us to Armageddon, and a whole host of cousins, inbred, making out in the revolving door between the state to induce globalist deformity. In my opinion, they are. But that's just what I think. Why don't you let me know what you think in the comments and the chat? Now, we can't make this content without the help of our fantastic sponsors. Stay with us because we have got a magnificent interview from a man who knows inside and out the machine that has to be taken apart in order for us to survive. Stay with us after this message. Thank God for our commercial partners. They make our life better, and particularly in the case of True Lean's Everyday Wellness, which is an all-natural 9-in-1 powder that boosts immune health, reduces inflammation, promotes gut health, including vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin B12, zinc, turmeric, and echinacea. Is a potion of pure wonder. Everyday wellness backed by science, inspired by Mother Nature herself. What you've got to do is stir these sachets into water and enjoy. This is one of these glorious big bags. Look, this is like the parent. There is sort of like cells that are within it. There is infants, it's tadpoles, as it were. Control your health without prescription. Take that, Big Pharma. I'm feeling better already, and I can just feel Pfizer's stock price plummeting. Spicy citrus tastes like sipping on sunshine. Let me have a sip of that sunshine. The inner light of the Lord is shining from within. You can visit truelean.com, code BRAND25 for 25% off. Use the code BRAND25 to get 25% off. They'll know what it feels like. It's spicy. It gives you a zing. It's life itself. Now, I'm sorry, my brothers and sisters, my aunts and uncles in Europe, this is only available in the United States of America. If you get some of this, if you don't feel the benefit within 30 days, Truly will buy it back from you. Even if the bag's empty, you can send them this empty bag. You could even put something in there. I don't know, a stool, a rabbit's paw. They'll give you your money back. That's how confident they are in this product. Try everyday wellness for yourself today. You deserve it. Truly.
Why would you shit in a bag?
BRAND25 for 25% off. Let them know I sent you. It works well for us because this stuff's delicious. I can't get enough of it, but then I have an addictive personality. Let's get back to the content. Dennis Kucinich is coming up on the show. Now, if you're watching us on YouTube, we're not going to stream this interview there because I want Dennis to be able to speak freely about his experiences as an insider and how he's awakened now to the necessity for new and independent politics, about what he thinks about the escalating wars. So, hopefully the countdown's running now. And we're leaving YouTube. Click the link in the description because we are going for another 40 minutes of fantastic content where we're going to get started. Let's have a look at Dennis right now. Dennis, are you there, Dennis? It's good to see you. Hi, Dennis. Good to see you, mate. Thanks for joining us. Can I have Dennis's audio in on the floor, please? Hi, Dennis. I'm so flattered that you would join us.
Well, I look forward to this opportunity to be with you.
Thank you. Click the link in the description. Join us over on Rumble. Dennis, it's
No. What?
It turns a lot of people off politics and off what's really important to be discussed.
Was it really important to double down on Wacko?
I don't know. He really doubled down too.
Wacko crisis.
You asked him 3 times, I think it was, to withdraw. I was watching it, and he offered to replace it as opposed to withdraw, which is, it's what I'm finding is not just that I have the comments, but the sense of anything goes these days. It will not matter. It's all to the other guy, not me. And this is exactly what this was. He defines it over and over, and I think probably I wanted to get kicked out. It's for social media. There you go.
I don't know, maybe he'll think he's weak for hanging out with Diagolon and call his way. Some terrible things, so he thinks that he needs to be a tough guy. I don't necessarily get it. I think this might play to his base, but there are tons of people who are sick and tired of Trudeau, like me, who are going to mark their vote probably conservatives, and I'm just not sure what the win for him on this is, because I don't, everybody's like, yeah, Trudeau, yeah, we don't like Trudeau, yeah, me either, but okay, is that necessary?
I think it is, unfortunately, driven by the news cycle and the social media cycle that has become currency of politics, especially for the conservatives. They use it a lot. Use it very effectively ever since he ran for mayor. It's been calling cards. It's been, videos, social media, even long videos, long form, 4 minutes ranting about whatever. And this is the same sort of thing. It appeals to folks who like that stuff. And it makes it look like he's taking a stand on behalf of people. And most people don't know how the House of Commons works. They don't know the ins and outs of the rules. And
Unless you've been watching it for like fucking 10 years.
Today we use so many names and swear words in everyday language. People probably think it's arcane. They probably think, well, why can't you say that there? What's the deal, right? So, my favorite swear word? Probably the F word. I say shut my toe.
It is a great one, Tasha. Tasha Kiernan, I think a funded conservative in a book is called The Right Path, How Conservatives Can Unite, Inspire, and Take Canada Forward. What is that policy that Pierre is so upset about?
Since the NDP has asked him to reverse course on his and formerly their radical policy, 22 British Columbians have died of drug overdoses. But he continues to allow those drugs to kill the people in our hospitals and on our public transit. We want an end to this wacko policy by this wacko crisis.
It's not working like the NDP in BC wanted to. And I was talking to somebody in BC last week who said, actually, the numbers are down.
What?
I mean, 22 is probably accurate. And what? Those are the concerns the NDP have. The NDP have concerns that people are now doing drugs wherever. So they want some guardrails. So the topic of whether or not
mad conservative
What are
stupid
they?
stuff about the war on drugs. Let's keep doing that, thinking we'll get a different result. The truth is, all of these things today
What's
are working. They're not the reason for more drug use.
Jen, you're reason for more drug use.
That, by the way, if
You
you're
are
so
my reason.
outraged and you just were like, well, it doesn't make sense. Zoe Dodd joins us right now, community activist and harm reduction specialist. Zoe, thanks for your time. What of the fact that the policy is being called wacko, what do you have to say about that?
I actually think at this point, I actually think that Holy Bear's base should be angry at him.
Holy Bear?
Because it's not just, it doesn't matter what political spectrum you are on. People are dying across this country. Like over 42,000 people have died. And he's constantly going after these policies. He's rage farming. He's creating moral panic. And it's not real. Like, what he's angry about isn't real. So,
explain that.
Okay, so here's an example. So decriminalization. He's saying decriminalization is a bad policy. Look what's happened in British Columbia. 7 people are dying.
Well, no, it's not the decriminalization that's a problem. It's the fucking
9 people dying a day.
Greater population.
safe supply is retarded.
But Alberta's deaths have tripled since they removed harm reduction initiatives, and they've created what they're calling this Alberta treatment model, saying they're getting people to recovery, but people aren't going to quote-unquote recovery or to bed because this is also not an addiction crisis. Addiction in this country has not gone up in the last decade.
Because they die.
Toxic drugs. So trying to replace toxic drugs with drugs that wouldn't kill people was some of what people were trying to do.
Obviously did not work.
And those have been successful.
No. The drugs just don't kill you anymore.
The yelling and
no one's dying from fentanyl anymore. They just want to die from Tina.
To get into power, more people are going to die because he hasn't actually put forward any solutions. He just wants to criminalize
their girlfriends.
And have this drug-free world.
Smashing their friend's head while it's a basis on while I sleep.
That addiction hasn't gone up in the last decade. It's just that the drugs have become more toxic. Yeah, there wasn't fentanyl, which, if you touch powerful fentanyl.
Everyone who does fentanyl has died already.
No, that's not true. You actually have to ingest fentanyl. So there's
like drug that happens with. I mean,
there isn't anything. That's just from the cops' myths, and that's like the thing that happens in the U.S. But I worked in an injection site for a long time. Around fentanyl all the time never happened to me.
Let's go back to, thank you for the correction. Let's go back to factual.
You're welcome.
Tell people who tell you, well, drug use have gone up because of decriminalization in BC. Does anybody look at anybody who's on drugs? And I don't mean this in a bad way to demean or dehumanize people who have a drug problem, but does anybody think like right now, like people are going, so it's legal and I can be like the people who might be on the streets right now? Yeah, then I'm going to do it.
Yeah, and public drug use is also illegal. There's lots of laws about public drug use. Decriminalization wasn't about public drug use. It was about possession. So this whole, inflating and, again, rage farming,
I think you should have the right to do it. They should supply with it.
People who are living...
And you should have the right to hold it, but I don't think you should have the right to do it in public. It's fucking traumatic for people.
Sorry, a city like Vancouver. In the downtown east side, you can't even find a shower or a place to go to the bathroom.
No, you cannot.
Out on the street, sleeping on the sidewalk.
Yep.
Put up the tent. There are shelter beds.
Where else are they supposed to go?
Every time rent goes up for us, more people are homeless. So until we actually tackle these issues that cause so much harm in people's lives.
Yeah, all the people that have been evicted from their homes, what do you think happens to their home?
We're going to continue to see this climb. And we can't blame people.
Doesn't just fucking disappear into the fucking ether.
In such dire circumstances. I think people are using drugs also to live and to still be here, which is hard for people to wrap their brains around, but imagine living in those conditions and never being able to climb out of it.
So we thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Yeah.
We know it's a community activist and harm reduction specialist those are facts, folks. I know some people, you don't like it, so it's not a fact to you. but still, you'll say. This is the iHeart Talk Radio Network. I am Jim Richards. You can't call the woman beautiful anymore? Coming up on the iHeart Talk Radio Network.
Now, an update from the CJAD 800 Traffic Center.
Eastbound, there is some volume boarding the eastbound side of the Eagle toward Bridge 1. We get along things ease up fairly quickly, so before the halfway point, the volume eases. Beyond that point, traffic is fine in Montreal on 25 southbound. Still some volume, still a need for the outbound side of the La Fontaine Tunnel. 15 north access to Marcel Laurent, scheduled for closure at this time in the Décarie interchange. Coming up at 9 o'clock, both sides of Marcel Laurent will be shut down between Saint-Louis and Décarie Boulevard. Some key closures coming up later on at 11:30 T10 eastbound between Morgan and St. Charles. Also at 11:30 Décarie northbound closure between Jean Talon and the Décarie interchange. You want a reason to start your grill? Super C gives you one until May 1st. Top sirloin steaks are only $6.99 a pound, only at Super C. Let us know what you see on the roads. Calling your tips to Star 800. Next report, 8:30.
The Vashi Capello Show keeps you informed. We don't think that the carbon tax is the right instrument at this time.
Hard-hitting interviews. What do you think the government should be doing to convince Canadians? Entertaining analysis and lively debate.
We have been fair with Canadians.
The benefit on this show of getting so many people to call in.
Plus breaking news as it comes into our newsroom.
And they are not convinced of that.
The Vashi Capello Show, weekdays at noon.
On News Talk Radio, CJAD 800. Suffer from back pain? The Back Doctor Show on CJAD 800 just might have your relief.
I'm Dr. Morissette, chiropractor, and we'll take your calls and answer all your questions. Visit chiropractic.com for more information. You can find tips and advice for daily activities and the chiropractor closest to you.
Join Doc Morissette, chiropractor, for the Back Doctor Show, Saturday afternoon at 1 on News Talk Radio, CJAD 800.
Lately, times have been challenging, with many people facing increased interest rates, inflation, and rising credit card debt. Everyone needs a little help from time to time, but it can be hard to ask for help when it comes to your personal finances. But you're not alone. Millions of Canadians share that feeling with you. 500,000 Canadians have found help with their debt, and so can you. With Consolidated Credit Counseling Services of Canada, they are one of the largest non-profit credit counseling organizations in the country, with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. They can help you consolidate your bills into one affordable payment, minimize your interest rates, and get you out of debt fast. No matter how much you owe, you don't need to do this alone. To get help, call 1-800-318-1940. That's 1-800-318-1940. Let Consolidated Credit get you back to a debt-free life. Call 1-800-318-1940. Call toll-free today for a free consultation. 1-800-318-1940. Ontario license number 4705786.
Virgin Plus is the obvious choice for affordable data. So, is it necessary to use random voice effects to help sell it? Does it make you have fabulous discounts on food, fashion, and entertainment? Exciting. Do we need all this sonic sweetening to convince you? We don't. Because when you can get 20 gigs of data for $39 per month when you bring your own phone, the obvious choice for affordable phone plans is Virgin Plus. Obviously. Plan available on 4G speeds. Conditions apply. Visit a Virgin Plus store or virginplus.ca for details.
JJ Cardinal Funeral Home is proudly family-owned and operated, having been in service to the community for over 50 years, helping families and loved ones navigate some of life's most difficult moments. They offer pre-planning services, comfortable and spacious visitation and reception rooms, cremation on site, as well as a unique columbarium that is integrated in their breathtaking chapels. JJ Cardinal Funeral Home. Let their family serve your family with understanding, compassion, and integrity. Call 514-631-1511 or visit jjcardinal.ca.
Back pain again? Must be from that run 2 weeks ago. Maybe I pulled something.
You ran 2 weeks ago? What's the point then?
Nah, those definitely the sneeze.
It's your mattress. It's impacting your sleep. Stop playing the blame game. Speak to a sleep expert at Dormez-vous because we solve sleep. The time to switch event is on now. Get a queen mattress for only $4.99. Hurry, this offer ends Tuesday, only at Dormez-vous.
Let's see. If I move the snowblower into the bathroom, move the skis and Christmas decorations into the dining room, will that give me room for the lawnmower and kids' bikes?
Tony and Vinny on the go. Try 4 weeks free. Details at Devoted.com.
Wednesday on CTV. There's a new panelist on The Masked Singer.
That was incredible.
And all new secret superstars.
I hate you.
New episode of The Masked Singer. Wednesday at 8. Only on CTV. Heard enough? Let's hear your opinion. Dial 1-855-633-1010
Oh,
and
you
add your
fucking
voice
idiot.
to News Talk Tonight.
Are your palms sweaty these weeks? Are your arms heavy? So gangster.
On that issue coming up in a matter of moments here in the iHeartTalk Radio Network. Do you think? Listen, I'm not making it out to be the biggest deal in the world. Certainly, a lot
Kind of are.
of parliamentary watchers in this country are saying that you've never seen anything like that before. Like it's needless grandstanding. And I would say that this dude's got a lead that you wouldn't want to mess around with. And I get it. If you like Pierre Poilievre and you never liked Trudeau, then you don't care. Wacko
Oh, I called him a boy JT.
Yeah,
I
I'm
love
sick
it.
of
I thought he
Trudeau,
was great.
and I gotta get the guy out of here.
Here
And
we go.
now you're starting to
Like
see
every
some things,
politician.
and you're like, okay, needlessly
Like fucking water.
unparliamentary. Like Stephen Harper, if that's your
Oh,
guy, he
fuck's
would
sake.
never double down on something like this.
Why don't we put an end to this wacko policy by this wacko prime minister?
When are we going to stop talking about the last prime minister?
I think, like, I mean, it's this kind of stuff. You do a year to nothing. I don't know if you get the guy that I know that many of my colleagues have been like, yeah, you know what? Just because somebody says you need to speak out, you don't need to speak out. Jump every time some liberal or some person on the left says, oh, you got to say that you don't like that person.
Yeah, no, you should definitely tell someone if you don't like them to their face.
Like 20 toddlers who were massacred.
Otherwise, you're pumped.
Alex Jones endorses you. I'd be like, man, don't need that. And so
We know you talk shit all the time, Jim. We know.
what this is about.
Until someone calls you out, and you're like,
It's to be
oh,
tough guy. Because everybody before, like last week, people wanted to say, yeah, you know what? Some of those dudes in the diagonal are hanging out with the people at the encampment on the side at the border of New Brunswick and Nova Scotia. I don't need to call those people out just because you say I need to.
I don't even know what diagonal is.
Okay, fine. But maybe at a certain point, when you're trying to lure people who are in the middle, you might not want to be making the news about this. And the show, a little caucus flocking out with him. It's like ridiculous. What is this country coming to when somebody who could be the next prime minister isn't allowed to call the current prime minister a wacko? Wacko prime minister. Is he wacko? I don't know if I'd use that word. Is he dramatic? Is he too precious sometimes? I wonder if you could use those words though. You probably could. I don't know. Wacko prime minister. So 1-855-633-1010. 1-855-633-1010. Again, I think a lot of people are like, good for him.
Poser.
We need to call Trudeau as many. And if you're driving around with an F Trudeau flag on your truck or a bumper sticker, you probably think this is okay. I get it. Maybe this topic's not for you. As the text board is lighting up right now. But I think this is the kind of stuff that maybe he needs to pull back on. You want to maintain that 20-point lead? Trudeau's not going to, like, in sports.
Fuck your sport, fucking loser.
Losing a game, right? They didn't really beat us, we beat ourselves. You got this incredible lead.
Yeah, fucking idiot.
Don't do anything to mess it up.
Yeah, I bet you do, Jim.
Okay, Peter Poilievre did that, but
The reason why you don't have a girlfriend, you fucking twat.
I wouldn't give anybody who's got a second thought a reason to go, let's stick to Trudeau. But I don't know, we live in the
the politics are so divided right now where everything is unparliamentary and we don't live unparliamentary that people look at this and they're going, yeah, F Trudeau. I got my F Trudeau flag, so they call him wacko. I agree. Here is Joe on News Talk tonight on the Iron Talk Radio Network. Joe, your thoughts?
Hey, Jim. Yeah, not a fan of either one. No love lost, but I'd say liberals end up looking a little precious. Really, wacko, what, that's like naughty, like, they took the bait. I think it was well calculated.
Well, hold on, but Joe, I mean, I get it that the speaker was an elected liberal member, but he's just enforcing parliamentary rules, right? I mean, I don't think anybody, we talked to a couple of conservatives earlier today, they're like, yeah, you know, you're going to get kicked out for that, and then you double down on it when you're asked to withdraw it. And
Fuck you.
I think, he was given the 3 double dog dare to get rid of it, and he kept on doubling down on it. So it's a parliamentary thing. It's not the liberals being precious.
You know, it's sure parliamentary, but ultimately it's about you and me, the voters, who's looking at this. We don't know about parliamentary rules. We know about language. And wacko to me is that big deal.
Which is cool. You know what? You're right. I think a lot of people will be,
such a flip-flopper.
Consuming this news story that
Such a babby bitch.
But it's about, for a lot of people, for a lot of other people, about unparliamentary language and who's going to be prime ministerial. And again, if people think that I'm being liberal on this, you tell me if you think Stephen Harper would have done that.
Fuck off with Stephen Harper!
Stephen Harper.
Again, it's a fucking...
Harper would have done that.
No, I don't
No, Harper would have brought us into the Middle East.
This is a different day and age. I mean, calling someone wacko is mild compared.
It's not parliamentary, though. I get it. And that's the way, that Pierre probably is very dumb. He knows that that's the way people are consuming it. But, I don't know what that 20-cent lead, how much of it is made up by people who are like, yeah, got to get rid of Trudeau. And maybe you might want to play a little safer with that. Timothy, go ahead. You're on the iHeart Talk Radio Network.
Well, Jim, I'm going to preface my comments with saying that I discovered you in the evening on News Talk 1010 like a long time ago, so it's nice to hear you again in the evening.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
I'm a big fan of yours.
Thank you.
But here's the thing. Justin Trudeau is a wacko with wacko fly-wet policies. I was just in downtown Toronto on Sunday. The first time I went downtown Toronto in years.
Yep.
I saw people vomiting on the streets, drug addicts vomiting on the streets, some guy out of his mind tipping over garbage cans. And I never saw that before Trudeau was in power. Like, this is
That's not normal.
What Trudeau, do you think has affected that?
Allowing people to shoot up drugs in public with impunity.
Yeah.
That's in BC.
Hi, baby.
Not here.
It's happening here too. Like, I couldn't believe what I was seeing downtown Toronto.
Bring your cigarette?
I couldn't believe it.
I don't know.
Diane and Alex Jones, they're irrelevant. They mean nothing. I mean, Poilievre, they hate Poilievre. Dialogue does. These guys are not
That is true. Timothy, thank you very much. You're right. We are in a place right now where economically, on one side, like the Prime Minister told you that, hey, by the time I get out of office in 10 years, your house is going to be worth double. Everybody would be like, yeah, right? That's great. But the economic divide is unheard of, and we have very, very poor people, and we've got a problem which is serious. But that's everywhere, I think, right now. Tony, go ahead. You got about 30 seconds here.
Yeah, Jim, the word wacko to me is not severe. The attitude Poilievre demonstrated to is unprofessional as far as I'm concerned. The question that you just asked, would the former Prime Minister of Canada use that language? I don't think so. So in Parliament, you can't use colloquialisms that are pejorative. That's the problem. Yeah. And doesn't accept that, Jim. You understand that because you're in the media. You can't go off using bad words on the radio, right?
I appreciate that, Tony. We head to
Just
Montreal
brown them out now.
campus and the encampment next.
Now, an update from the CJAD 800 Traffic Center.
Chief-Pen eastbound, there is a bit of volume boarding the eastbound side of the Yellow Torque Bridge, nothing major. 15 northbound scheduled for closure at this time. Your access onto Marcel Lorenzo in the Decarie interchange. Coming up at 9 o'clock, 32nd Avenue, both directions will be shut down at Honoré 20. Both sides of Marcel Laurent will close down between Saint-Louis and Decarie Boulevard in Saint-Laurent. Honoré 50 east and westbound closure between Route 329 and Mirabel, and on the South Shore at 9 o'clock, 15 southbound. But never reminds you that with shorter condo syndicate
Hello?
good people, you'll be protected on every level. But now from Paris, it's worth it. Traffic and
What?
Where are you?
I'm at home.
Next report, 8:45.
Okay. I want to go to Burning Leaf, but the front part, my manifold is dragging on the floor, and
Oh.
the ground's all wet, and fuck, it's night time, and I can't do fuck all now. I really need you to go to Burning Leaf.
Okay.
And you have to come by here to get the money first.
8:30. It's already 8:30. Okay.
Yeah, I know. He's there till 9:30.
Okay. Okay, I'll come by soon then.
Wait.
I'll come by soon then.
Okay, I'll call him up now.
Okay, bye.
Association invites you to learn more. Visit chiropractic.com for more information about the practice. You can find tips and advice for daily activities and where you can find the chiropractor closest to you. Be well informed. Prevent injuries. Live your life to the fullest. Pain changes everything. Chiropractic care changes pain.
Feeling exhausted, stressed, or anxious? Life seems a bit too overwhelming? There's a natural way to calm yourself and get back to feeling energized and positive again. Nordic ashwagandha gummies offer an easy, tasty way to
Hi, baby.
real daily dose of ashwagandha for
How you doing?
clinical studies. Ashwagandha has
You
helped
what?
significantly reduce both stress and
Oh, cool.
anxiety. The new Nordic ashwagandha gummies, delicious sugar-free vegan gummies.
So, fucking what's his name?
What happened?
Did you message Justin?
Is that who called me on my phone?
Yeah.
No, I didn't know.
You should message him.
Why?
I don't know. He messaged me asking me if I wanted to go smoke a blunt. Or smoke it backwards. I'm like, I'm kind of doing a thing right now. So maybe yes, yeah. And he wanted us to go there to smoke weed.
Oh.
I feel like he probably had a fight with his girlfriend.
Oh.
Because I saw he posted a story of him smoking a blunt, which he doesn't usually do.
What?
It's like on the Facebook story, whatever.
Yeah.
And I just saw it's like him smoking a blunt. He doesn't usually post stuff.
Oh.
But I can imagine her being irritated with picking up after Justin because he's dirty. And it's probably him being a jerk.
I hope you, dust.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
This is dust. Like actual dust.
Actual dust.
That's what you're doing?
Yeah, it's like down here.
Thank you. I have to go burning leaves.
Oh. Can you bring that weed?
Yeah. I'll ask him for something better. Because I told him, like, I'm going to start paying for good weed again, by the way.
The concrete and foundation specialists. Call Active for action. Back pain taking you out of your game. Arthritis, sciatica, and degenerative disc have taken your quality of life. At Richard Kim, we get you back to activities you love.
Jim's on a fucking roll.
Yeah, you're too.
What?
I can hear you down up there. Oh, fuck you. Fuck you.
Well, I'm so fucking done with this kind of shit.
Your girlfriend's fucking losing it down here.
A little bit. Well, this is my fucking last round of, what do you call it? Wall-board joint compound. I fucking...
Oh, you stole all the chargers.
Yes.
Uh-huh. Bring them back up underneath this.
Okay.
Sweet. Sweet.
I'm not the waffle floor.
What do you mean?
Anyway, look at the floor.
I really don't know what you're talking about.
All the paint
What paint?
on the floor.
Yeah, what about it?
I have to wash it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's the end of my.
Can't you see I'm trying to avoid all this conversation altogether?
Why?
Because did you see all the paint on the floor?
Yeah, I know. I know you said it was begin with. I was like, don't worry.
Yeah.
Scrubbing.
Somebody's gonna be fucking scraping. No, yeah, I mean you need solvent. That's it.
No. Look, I got a bunch of that off already.
Yeah, but for what's not coming off, just solvent is fine.
Hot water.
Hot water.
And
Baby, it's your house. I don't give a fucking floor.
alcohol. Well, it looked kind of cool. I was gonna leave it at first.
Nah.
It looked like a Jackson Pollock painting. What happened to my shirt?
I don't know.
I was about to pass me a scraper for some reason.
I'm not doing any of this.
Yeah, no shit.
I'm doing enough of trials all day.
I was gonna say you probably are really good at this. Oh, my phone died.
I said no. Like, I end up putting some everywhere anyway.
Oh, really?
It doesn't matter if I'm good or not.
So you're gonna message Justin, right?
What?
You're gonna message Justin?
No, I was
Please,
no.
please,
Why?
because he's gonna get mad at me. I don't know why he messaged me and not you.
No, he called me.
Oh, okay.
Called me and answer. I was in the bathtub.
Well, I told him to message you because you'd probably be down, but also I didn't realize that he wanted us to go there.
No, not just that. Even that, I'm working tomorrow. It's easy. I don't know.
Maybe you should see what's up with him.
Huh?
You should at least see what's up with him. You're like, oh, sorry to get your call. I'm back. Yeah? I love you.
What are you now, my secretary or something?
Apparently.
Like, give me back my phone and
My
forget
phone-
about all that.
My favorite is Idra's.
No, like, fuck
Idra's
that.
constantly like fucking thinking that I'm your secretary.
I didn't answer because I am not available. I'm not gonna fucking start Whoa. Where's my phone?
On my computer.
Thank you. Sorry, Justin.
What?
Yeah, I'm sorry, Justin. Okay, just text me more details if you want, you know?
Okay.
Love you!
Love you.
Yeah. Better.
You better. I'm stupid. Ugh. Brr. Like, why? Why are you telling me that? Hey. How you doing? I was fucked up.
Right in there, right?
Yup. Would have been fucking very typical.
Bye.
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 Ugh. No. Mm-hmm. Okay. Fucking cat. Ow, fucking. Mm.